All right, guys, we got this. Let's go. Gun wide trips weak. Pros X go. On one. Ready?
Hey.
What's going on, everyone? NCAP24 here from HuddleGG. In today's video, we're going to talk about a 1-2 punch when it comes to running plays that I absolutely love in the shotgun formation in Madden 21. Now, if this is the first time checking out our channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Also hit that bell notification to make sure that you never miss any of our uploads. Now, the formation we're going to be looking at is the gun wide trips weak, and this combination can be found in the Los Angeles Chargers playbook. The play that we're going to be looking at that really makes this work is this halfback counter, and it's exclusive to the Chargers playbook, but obviously you can add it to a custom if you're playing, a mode that you can do that in. Now, the halfback counter is really nice this year. It has a couple different things that make the run much better this year than it has in the past, and you can find counters in other formations. So use this principle possibly in trips tight end and other formations to really be able to, kind of have a nice 1-2 punch. But I really like this gun wide trips weak out of the Chargers. It has a lot of unique routes. If you look here, you've got this PA shot corner play. You've got this shot goes that has that really nice inside route. You've got some other things in here that just set it different with the run plays, right? So what I like to do is I like to have a combination of the halfback counter and any one of the 3 running plays that go to the right. Now, the 3 running plays that go to the right, you've got inside zone, you've got halfback off tackle, and you've got halfback base. My favorite's halfback base because I believe it's the hardest to have a defender shoot a gap and get you in the backfield. But the other ones have great characteristics to them as well. So depending on what your defender is doing, you may want to just mix up your play calls to be able to get different angles when it comes to the handoffs to get outside. So let's go ahead and start looking at the play halfback counter because that's really what makes this combination work. Now, the reason why I like this so much is now, because it's not found in any other playbook when it comes to this formation, people do not expect a run threat to go left. And the way counters in any type of long developing run plays work this year is that the defense does not get off the block until the ball is given to the running back. So in that case, you've got an extra second or two to basically let your blocks hold them, and it just really gives you more opportunity to have that this year. So what you want to do is basically just read the defense, right? If you're in a situation to where they're overloading the tight end side or the three wide receiver side, then you're going to want to use the counter because you've got numbers. If they are playing it to where they're overloading the running back side, then you're going to want to use one of the running plays that go to the right. But it's nice to be able to go back and forth. And the biggest thing about this scheme type deal is make sure that you're setting things up for the future and, basically making sure that you have the ability to keep them off, balance with this. Okay. So in a situation like this, a lot of people play 3-3-5. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll pinch their whole defense, and you can see that they're kind of inside. You've got this guy coming from the right side to help with any type of run out there. But what you can see is that if they got a pinch defense, right, what that's doing for you is it's leaving the outside pretty vulnerable on the counter. So a lot of times with this play, it's not going to be a home run play, but I continuously get 4 to 5 yards a lot of times untouched. And then the safety is the one-on-one player that I have to go to. So if there's something like this, they pinched it. Now you got the safety. Well, that time the corner came up, but you've seen them got 5 or 6 yards pretty easily. This is one of those plays that, if you continually go over and over again, you're going to keep your second and shorts to 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5 all game long, and it's really going to keep you ahead of the sticks. If they're not pinching and they're just leaving it like this, you've got options to do either or, right? You go this, you can see this time I'm going to keep it inside. That time we got a block shed, but what you're going to see is you've got the ability to either keep it inside and bust it out. This time I'm going to do this and then going to do it that way. See how we're getting 7 or 8 without getting touched, or we can go outside with it. Now, against a traditional call, like with 4 down linemen, it's going to be a little bit easier to see which way they're shifting. But I want to talk about this 3-3-5 before I get into anything, because a lot of people like to shoot gaps with 3-3-5. Now, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll hide behind this player, and they're going to shoot this gap in order to stop an inside zone. Well, in this instance, they can't do that because if you look at the pulling guard, that's not going to happen. So I'm not going to control the running back. I'm just going to control the linebacker, and I'm going to try to shoot this, and you can see that it just opens it up even more, right? Which in turn if they realize that shooting a gap is going to hurt them when it comes to this running play, they can't shoot the gap versus base. They can't shoot the gap versus inside zone. Another way people shoot the gap is they're going to shoot it from this side. So if they do that, they try to do it this way, you can see that they're just going to literally get blown up because the number 78 or the tight end is going to down block, right? The reason why they're down blocking is because the run is going left. So if the run's going left, they have to shift themselves towards the left. So being able to shoot that gap is not an answer either. Sometimes people are going to want to come really close here and try to shoot to the right. You do that, you're just taking yourself out of the play, right? So reason why this works so well together is because you're basically using this counter to give them false hope that they can shoot gaps, right? That's really the way it is. Now let's go to nickel normal, right? Just to make sure that we'll just do cover 2 man. Now we got 4 down linemen. When you look at a 4 down lineman set, you basically just want to see where your leverage is. If they don't do anything to this, what you're going to see is they got outside leverage with the defensive end on the left. But if you look at numbers, we still, from the center to the left, we're 3-on-3. And we have a guy in the A gap on the right-hand side that our guard can easily do it. We can run this to the left, right? We just wait this here. You can see that we've got all this room with this counter, right? And that's really what the counter does. It does a really great job of being able to stop, make them have to adjust accordingly. Now, say they start adjusting and say, you know what, this counter is killing me, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just shift everybody to the left, right? So now you get people shifted to the left. Now you've got the right side all open. You're going to like, all right, I can pick the base, I can pick the outside zone, I can pick the inside zone, whatever the case is. And now you've got the ability to basically beat them to the right side, right? A lot of times, it's going to be predicated on how your corners hold up their blocks, depending on if you can kick it outside. But this run, the counter just opens up everything for you. Now, another thing I like to do with the counter is, especially early in the game, is I like to set it up with a pass play. And I'll show you what I mean by that, okay? So say they're like this, and I like to move this tight end over to the left when it comes to having an extra blocker for the counter. But I don't want to do it early. I want to do something like PA wide receiver in, where I move this guy over, and I'm going to do a pass play. Maybe it's second and short. I know that I want to make sure that I set this up later. I go ahead, I do a play action. I do this A route over here. I throw it to him, and I get myself some easy yards. I don't want to show bells and whistles that every time I move my tight end, I want to run the halfback counter. But then when you do it, so now you're moving this tight end over, you've now got extra numbers, and they're expecting it to be a pass play, right? So now you got an extra player. Now you're going here, and you're going to see that you got that ability to seal that block off even more. Typically, I'm going to run that more against a 4 down lineman set, just because that's where you're going to need more of a help when it comes to sealing the outside. So something like on nickel normal, you're going to be able to move this guy over, right? And what I'm saying is basically that's going to give you that ability to kind of get second level again, and you're going to be able to get some really good success. So these runs are just combinations to complement itself. This halfback counter, and this is something like I was saying before, you can go into other formations and you can find this. I know it's in Trips tight end. I don't remember which playbook it's in, but Trips tight end has the halfback counter. It's also got the inside zone. So what I'm really stressing on this video is look at your playbook, see if you can find other halfback counters out of shotgun formations, and really be able just to set the run game with it, because of the way that it uniquely puts a little bit more stress on the defense. And then just use a combination, whether it's inside zone, halfback base, outside zone, any other threat to the right-hand side, and now you've got a 1-2 punch to attack your opponent.